they all do. If one thing I know, I fall but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I go home.
Hello, it's a wonderful day from Free Housing Project, brought to you by Free Your Mind Think. And this wonderful, wonderful online community has been around since 2000, and we have helped more than about 8 million people download free and fee-based tools that can help them get off the grid. We're very proud of it. So yes, my name is Love Spirit, and I started the meetup group for workshops about 6 weeks ago, and I'm really happy that there's like 400 people on it almost. Very excited about that. So I want to get down to business because I know you're busy, and let's just hit it. So we're going to talk about 9 steps you can do to get off the grid immediately. Now this workshop is kind of directed towards people of color, but anybody can participate. The reason lots of our stuff is directed towards people of color is because we're the most oppressed people economically, spiritually, academically, everything in the world, and we're the most terrorized people in the world. So that's why I do that, and so don't take it personally. So let's get going. The most important thing is, before we start, is you can get off the grid at any moment, literally, because the grid's in your head. You know, what you think is what you create, literally. And so I have dedicated my life to helping people get off the grid and be free. That means free of tyranny, oppression, deception, free of money, which is an illusion, free of diseases, and everything that we are taught daily that we live in. It's all an illusion. One of my favorite books, I recommend everybody read this book. Everybody. It's called Beyond Fear for Don. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. Beyond Fear. He wrote the 4 Agreements. Fantastic book, Beyond Fear. It changed my life. You don't have to read. I'll tell you exactly what's in it real quick. He shows you through the Toltec that everything's an illusion. Everything comes from you. Nothing is real. And that everyone is you. That blew my mind. Everybody is you. So every experience, everyone you encounter in your life is created by you and is you. And is a reflection of you. Pretty scary stuff. So if you're angry at your mother or you hate your boss, they're all you. You created every one of them. If you're being beaten up by your boyfriend or if you're mistreated by people, it's you. It's your consciousness creating it. So I thought I was pretty much an expert in creating the reality that I want, but something phenomenal happened to me. I look at every experience as a gift. One of my good friends, his name is John, came back in my life. Love him. He was fantastic when I was younger. Love him. And he is a little harsh. He's still loving and kind, but he's a little harsh. And at first it kind of took me aback, because you know how you reconnect with people from the past, but they're not like what you remember them as? Anyway, and then so we had a few issues, and then I stopped. I said, wait a minute, this is me. He's just reflecting back to who I am to him. And it made me realize, oh, okay, I had to be careful and start reflecting more love. And that's what I learned from him. You know, I still love him, but I got to be more loving. So that's what I learned from it. So let's change things right now. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love what we're doing. Our goal is to show you how to be free of all these things that we're creating. I mean, I'm telling you, collectively, we could be free of war tomorrow. It's not a big deal. It's not that hard. Just don't go to war anymore. Just don't focus on war anymore. Don't support war anymore. It's that simple. We don't have to have wars. And wars are nothing but places to steal and pillage and rape people. That's the only purpose of war. So let's get going. I'm so excited. So the first thing you want to do, we have 9 steps. Step number 1 is, particularly if you're a person of color, you got to stop focusing and believing on a false narrative. That's it. Stop believing it. Remember, the media, all that stuff, it's all created to maintain oligarchies, white supremacy, all that stuff. Just know it's not real and be done with it. I love Gordon Parks. One day I was watching Tavis Smiley and Ed Gordon's show. I forgot the name of it. And it was a long time ago. And they had Gordon Parks on. He's a famous, famous photographer. And they had the round table. It might have been Ed Gordon's round table. I forgot the name of it. But Ed Gordon, Tavis Smiley hosted it. It was a fantastic show. And I'll never forget, this blew my mind. I was watching it at 12 o'clock at night. And they were going around the room talking about racism and brutality. The same thing that's going on today. This is like 15 years ago. About 15, 20 years ago. And everybody in the panel talked, and they were angry and all this stuff. And then Ed Gordon got to Gordon Parks. And he said, well, what do you think, Mr. Parks, about racism? He said, I don't focus on it, so I don't experience it. And man, everybody at that round table was so quiet. They were so shocked. They're like, what? He says, I'm a child of the world. He says, racism is really, really prominent in America. He says, you go other parts of the world, it's not even an issue. He says, so I teach my children to be of love and not to give it an energy. Don't focus on it. Don't be a part of it. He says, it hasn't hindered me from being successful. And that blew my mind. Of course, what Oprah always says, whatever you focus on, you create. So, friends out there, number one, stop focusing on racism. Stop focusing. It's just a false narrative. Turn off the TV, turn off all the talk radio, and just focus on love. And at this very moment, you are divine and you are loved. All the people are loved. All the people you know are safe. Everybody is safe. Everybody's loved. Everybody's fine. That's it. Number two, we have to change the way we think. We have to learn the truth of the world. And that's why we're big advocates of homeschooling and of being free and being creative. So it's really important for people of color to really to step outside of the European paradigm of education, work, and to stay and to either create your own schools. We have below some homeschooling for people of color, and really learn about not only your history all the way back to 3.4 million years ago, but you want to also, million years ago, you also want to learn about the universe, all the different universes, and how there's millions and millions of universes like ours. You want to learn about science. You want to learn about all religions. I mean, there's like 24,000 gods out there that people worship. You want to learn about all the major religions and what they mean to those people. Oprah's doing a fantastic documentary on belief. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or on primewire.ag. It's fantastic. So you want to be open to the world, you know? And unfortunately, you want to be open to the world with history, the history of religion, the history of love. I teach Tantra, how to really love authentically. So we have to start thinking differently, thinking real things. Unfortunately, our schools don't teach us anything real. They don't teach us about compassion. They don't teach us about growing food, building shelter, having a skill we love, being kind to all our neighbors. They don't teach us any of that stuff. They don't teach us about money, the energy of money. They don't teach us about money, period. They don't even teach us about how to write anymore. So keep your kids at home and homeschool them yourself if you're going to have kids. If you go to the link below, you'll see we have a whole bunch of information about what I'm covering, so you can read it there. Number 3, if we want to stop and get off the grid immediately, I think the one thing that's really keeping us on the grid is materialism. The thought that a material item gives us value is insane. So you want to get off the material treadmill. I did. It took me many years. I used to be very materialistic. I used to be very narcissistic when I was younger. You know, just very, very myopic in my viewpoint. And all I cared about was having a big house and a expensive car, the dumbest things in the world, which enslaves us. So if you're a person of color, Support other people of color in your community, in your neighborhood. Make an effort to find out who does what and who is what in your neighborhood, and support them in a loving way. Also, if you have a gift or a talent, donate it once in a while to people in your neighborhood. If you're a great painter, go paint one of the seniors in your neighborhood's homes, just because. If you are, go take somebody shopping who's a handicapped person. I mean, just give from your heart in your neighborhood. Create a list somehow, like an email list or a phone tree, and just everybody help each other. That will save, and then get to know everybody in your neighborhood. So, say you have a brother. Well, your brother can be a big brother to some little brothers in the neighborhood who don't have families, who don't have a father. We got to get to have community again and love each other. That's number 3. Number 4, this is really important. There are a few things I think every child should know by the time they are like 10 years old. They should experience it, they should know it, and then if they do these things, then they will never ever have to work for anyone again. They will never have to oppress themselves again, ever. And they can be free and become very successful. I recommend all young people know how to grow organic food everywhere. That is a must. And if you go below and read the article, it has how to grow food almost free and share it with your community. So that's one thing I really recommend, that all young people know how to grow food. This is something that's going to blow your mind. I'm going to tell you is that, okay, you're really upset, right? That there's so much police brutality. They kill maybe 2 or 3,000 black men every year. Not white men, but black men. Oh, that just has you so upset, doesn't it? Well, this will make you even more upset. Every month, guess who's killing 61,000 black people every month? Sugar. Sugar, that one food, the consumption of sugar kills 61,000 black people every month. I think 224,000 white people every month. Something really crazy. And that's in the form of diabetes. So learn how to grow your own food, become a vegan, and it'll change everything in your life. You'll have more energy, you'll think clearer, and you won't die young. So every child should learn that. Number 5. Every child should be homeschooled, period, the end. Especially if you're a person of color. The educational system is not built for brown and black and yellow children. It's just not built for that. And sadly, through statistics, we know that the schools are really created to relegate black and brown people to low-paying jobs in prison. That's how it is. They're treated differently in school, they're disrespected in school, and they're seen less as human in school. So please, 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 take your kids out of school. And soon I'm going to do a workshop on how to have free childcare. So please take your kids out of school and teach them the truth of what's really going on. There's lots of phenomenal educational tools on YouTube. I mean, you can truly learn a skill on YouTube. Number 6. Every black person of color, must start a tax-free cash-based business, period. And you can start a business for free. You can sell cookies, produce underwear, lawn care, build houses for people of color, grow food for your community, sell toilet tissue, etc. You can create something in an instant with little to no money. Just think about what you love to do. Just think about what you love to do. Just organize your community of people of color. Start with your family and then your friends, and create something and gift it. If you gift it to people and they give you a small donation, then you don't have to pay any taxes. A little bit there. So just find something you love to do and just do it. And sometimes do it for free, just because. You could become the best at painting stairs. You could put little murals on stairs. You can have, like, for example, I make the best banana blueberry muffins with walnuts. Just become excellent at making the very best one type of muffin. Become the best at making the very best chocolate chip cookie. Become the very best at maybe knitting socks or whatever you can do that you love doing. And I guarantee if you give it away and help people, you'll never boot out. You'll be so abundant. Number 7, we're almost done. Learn how to build your own sustainable house for under $2,500 or free. I would say this is like one of the most important things that people of color can learn. We are shut out of the housing market, period. That's it. We have been for the last 500 years. We have had beautiful, flourishing communities, and they've been bombed or burnt down or stolen. So I say, 1, make a plan. We have workshops on our meetup that shows you how to build a house for free. We have books at our website, freehousingproject.com, that shows you how to build cob houses, bale houses, bamboo houses, shipping container houses, and you name it, for free or very low. I think every person of color, whenever you get some money, you should save about 40% of it. And the first thing you should do is buy land. You can buy land for as low as $50, $100, $1,000. Buy land outside the country and in unoccupied territories. Buy land. If it's in Jamaica, if it's in, there's all types of places to buy land. And we have a book called Free Housing and Free Food Directory. I recommend you get that book. It'll show you where all the land is. Buy land, and after you buy your land, then we will come and help you build something on it. But that's the number one thing I think people of color should do is buy land, grow food. Buy land, grow food. You know, if you go on Zillow, ZILLOW.com, and look for land or look for abandoned homes, fixer-uppers, hey, find a house that might be worth $1,000 or $2,000 and buy it for the land. But make sure that house is not in a toxic community. Make sure it's not around industry. Make sure that house is not around fracking. Make sure it's not around methane, because that's a big problem. Methane everywhere. So you want to make sure it's around fresh water. That's why we recommend going out of the country. And there's tons of countries you can go to that are very, very, very safe, where you're not shot, caged, hunted for profit, and you can go there and start, not a problem. Another thing people don't realize in America, if you have an American passport, if you're an American citizen, you can easily go to most places around the world. Now, if you are like an Haitian citizen, it's hard to go anywhere. If you're an African citizen, it's hard to go anywhere. But if you're an American citizen, you get like carte blanche to go anywhere just by being a citizen. So you want to start researching and buy land everywhere. Have a plan. That's what I'm saying. Have a plan. Buy some land and then build something on it. Number 9. This is really important to me. And that is, we have to collectively, because this really affects people of color all over the world, is how we are oppressed through corporations and how the prison industrial complex, we got to make it obsolete, because it's the new plantation. It's the new Jim Crow. They make so much money from black people, brown people, yellow people being in jail because they subcontract them out to companies. If you're in jail, in prison in Atlanta, in Georgia, they do not pay their prisoners anything, and then you pay room and board. So in essence, to make a product, you're paying for it. You're paying the state compensation for you making a product for free. And this is going on all over the world. Haiti just got a big contract from America. They're going to start making prisons in Haiti, so they can make them a free workforce. This is all happening all over the world. They're doing serious prisons in different parts of Arizona and California for just Mexicans for free labor. So this is a big problem. And what I recommend is you get out there, and one, you need to tell people, your friends who are in prison, to stop working. Refuse to work at these corporations. that don't compensate them. Stop buying stuff from the commissary. Stop using the phone if you can. Stop making the prisons profitable. Get that word out. Also, right now there's like 14, 15 million people who are part of the unjust system. They're either on probation, parole, or they're in the system, in jail. That's a lot of people, and they're mostly people of color. So please send them our website for freehousingproject.com so they can start working, because we can help them get jobs where they don't have to work for anybody. We can help them build houses for free or inexpensively. Let's put it's funny that people of color don't want to work when they're free, but when they go into prison, they'll work for nothing. So my thing is, don't do that option. Why don't you work and build your communities, and outside the U.S., of course, instead of going to jail. I just think it's so much better than going to jail. But sadly, 25% of the people in prison are innocent because we are hunted mercilessly in our urban areas. That's all they do is hunt us. That's why when you see something on the videos, you'll see 5 and 6 cops. You're like, why are there 5 or 6 cops beating up that one guy? One, crime is really low. It's an all-time low. Violent crime is very low. It's the lowest it's been in 30 years. So there's really not a lot for the cops to do but to fulfill their quotas in the urban areas. That's it. That's the only thing they really have to do, because crime is way down. That's the sad reality. And also, most of the police only have a high school education. So since a lot of the manufacturing jobs are gone, white cops who have very little education get those jobs. Or people coming from the army who have a high school education are getting those jobs as cops. So, and they're trained to kill. They're trained to kill people who are unarmed. So I just really think the best thing to do, particularly if you have sons and daughters, is to leave the country. And once again, if you get the free housing and free food directory, it'll tell you exactly how to do that step by step. It's very simple. If you do these 9 things, I guarantee you will be able to get off the grid, I would say, in about a week to a month to 3 months, if you sit down and really plan it. The most important thing is you want to have a plan. The second thing is we can show you how to live for free if you want, if you get the directory. Number 4, if you want to take your time, if you can save I say $2,000 to $5,000, buy yourself a little piece of land. It could be anywhere that's safe outside of the U.S. I mean, you can go buy some inexpensive land in Mexico for probably $200. And there's very safe places in Mexico. You go to the high desert. There's tons of places you can go. There are over 1.4 million cities and 600,000 towns. So it might be the other way around, I'm not sure. But there's millions of places, thousands of places, hundreds of thousands of places you can live. You don't have to worry about the police. You don't have to worry about corruption. You don't have to worry about the destruction of the planet, unclean water. You don't have to worry about unclean dirt. You don't have to worry about GMOs. There's tons of places like that around the world. So that is the end of 9 steps to getting off the grid. Very simple concept. Below you can see some more information on getting off the grid, and I recommend highly to buy our book, Free Housing and Free Food Directory. That will get you off immediately. It's worth $19.95. You'll never have to buy that book. You'll never have to pay mortgage again. You'll learn how to not have to use utilities again. You'll learn how to not ever buy food again. You'll learn how to work for yourself immediately, effortlessly, and for free. I mean, gosh, it is worth it. Once again, my name is Love Spirit, and I love you, and I surround you with infinite love and gratitude. And please, please go check out the book, Don Miguel Ruiz's book. Not only is his 4 Agreements fantastic, but Beyond Fear is great, and The Mastery of Love is great. All his books are great. And have a wonderful day. And don't forget, it's all an illusion anyway. Well, this is 9 Steps to Getting Off the Grid. My name is Love Spirit from Free Housing Food Project, and brought to you by Free Your Mind and Think. Have a great day, and I love you.
they all do. If one thing I know,